Hey, it's Dan, and welcome to Unified Gaming. So in today's stream, as you can tell by the title, we're just finishing off the leveling on the Arcanist, which is really cool. And then we're going to go and kind of see how does it play in PvP. Is it really any good? I haven't leveled it, I've been taking my time with this on purpose to kind of get a real feel for how it plays. There's a few things I've kind of learned that could be applied to PvP, just with kind of like odd nuances with certain skills and passives. And I think actually if we combine the right types of stuff, we could probably get the class to work relatively okay in PvP. Now, obviously I'm saying relatively as in it won't be DK, but I think we can make it viable as a damage dealer if we kind of play the kind of skills and stuff right. So I'm going to spend the first part of this stream, as you can tell, just leveling up. I'm level 48. I've also been farming the mythic for this class, so I've been going down and it's taken a while, but I've got 4 out of 5 for the Mage's Amulet. So I'm literally just missing the one from the dungeon. So I'm going to try and get that as well tonight, and then, as I said, do some PvP and stuff. If you get any questions about the class though, obviously do put a message in the chat and stuff. And yeah, I'll kind of do my best to answer it really. I know it's not quite on console yet, but it's going to change how the game plays, I think, for a lot of people, just with how it feels and the buffs that you can bring to groups. And for PvE, this thing's amazing. like it's really good for PvE. So I'm also in the midst of leveling up those skill lines, so two-handed is up, dual is up, destro's up. Our classicals are almost maxed as well. That could be our burst still. Hey, you're right, Zoop. I think the tidal shotgun could be quite nice, actually. You might also hear a slight fan in the background. It's like stupidly hot in the UK. I think it's like 31 degrees where I am, which is like 90 degrees Fahrenheit roughly. If you're like in America, so it's just hot. We don't have air conditioning, so it sucks. So I'm gonna let this guy who's just a random carry on killing stuff, and I'll just kind of show you kind of what I found having played with this class a little bit and kind of the passives. Yes, something like no air conditioning. No house that I know in the UK has air conditioning unless you're mega rich, because it's never really been an issue. I've never met anybody in my entire life, and I'm 31 now, who has air conditioning at home. So that says kind of, yeah, and I think last summer we had a heat wave and it was 42 degrees, something stupid like that. It was ridiculous. So yeah. Anyway, going back to ESO though. What I found with this class, and I think a lot of people might have been a bit hesitant, like too eager to write it off because it doesn't have burst in, and you can't see the inverted commas kind of that I'm doing, but it doesn't really feel like it has burst. It kind of, I think Mac kind of sort of hit the nail on the head. It feels awkward to play at first, but it grows on you, and I think actually, from what I've been messing around in Battlegrounds low level, just to kind of test skills and stuff, Cyrodiil low level, is the class is tied around percent boosts rather than burst, and I think that's kind of what I was overlooking. So you've got this skill called Sevelark's Flail, I think it's pronounced, and this has a 5% damage boost. The other morph, which I have maxed by the way, has a extra 6% damage boost, so that's 11% bonus damage. You then get a skill down here, which is Rune of Eldritch Horror, which increases the target's damage taken by 5% because of minor vulnerability, and the morph has Brittle on it, which again is more crit damage. So it feels like this class is all about kind of debuffing the target, then getting the stun on them with a big beam. I also found as well, if you go into the options, it's also on PC. In the accessibility, it has this disabled, like enabled, and it puts this on max. And I put it halfway to kind of been testing how it works. I prefer it off personally. This makes the beam much more responsive. So I put it on max just to show the difference. So this is how it starts. So let me find some ads. So I can like aim here, and it will move. It will kind of move. So I'm not even like touching my rotation thing, and it will just kind of try to lock the beam on for them. So it will like kind of pull your camera, as you just saw there. So I was nearby, and it just snaps to it, so you can get the beam on them. If you turn this off though, which seems kind of counterintuitive, it's actually easier to aim. So if you're someone who plays shooting games a lot, I found this much more like accessible. You can go from that to go straight over and lock on, and this worked a lot better in PvP. It just felt like it was actually hitting people who were rolling and stuff. Whereas before with the lock on, it wasn't, and I was like fighting this lock on when someone rolls, because you can kind of do that just follow the track, which you do normally. Sugar says no burst damage or burst heals, right? And again, I think the burst damage, I think it's tied to debuffing the enemy. So rather than going in like a Warden, where you go in with Deep Fissure into Dizzying Swing or Flurry, it's more you go in, you charge up. I didn't mean to buy that, bollocks. You go in to charge up your flail, which has the debuff, and then you can then go for the stun and then the beam. So it's kind of like you have to debuff the target heavily before you go to like damage and like with a big kind of burst as such. You can use proc sets. I've seen people like Deltia's Gaming. He was using Wrath of Elements and the Fate to Ice Staff, the Masters dual wield, and that works pretty well. But it's proc sets doing the damage, not the class. And I'm gonna try and make it feel like it does. The class is doing the damage, not my sets. Soup says it's a weird class. From playing it and leveling mine, I've settled on it being situational. Yeah, I think it is. It's got like areas of strength. Like it's got kind of its AoE ability and its cleave ability is very good. Sleep says he's going to be running front bar, destro, back bar play from max up. Different but fun. You might notice I'm not charging my cruxes up just because I'm trying to level something up. But I'm just seeing how good the heal is from that shield. Sugar asks about what is your burst heal. So you have this weird skill. It's kind of like Healing Ward, it is. But if you use your crux, you get lots of heals from it. So if I charge it up and get low health, let me find something that gives me low health. So I'm just going to charge my crux up, okay? Get a few of these things to just damage me. So I put that on me. The thing is, I'm getting 7,000 health ticks every second whilst this shield holds. So it feels like that's your burst heal. So it feels like this Tidal Chakram, if you charge it, this will be halved in PvP, but it's still 3,000 plus, and this is on like a low damage build, 4k health a second, which is pretty high. And obviously you get 100% of that. Soup says Dragon isn't a bad shout for the class. Yeah, I think anything that boosts damage ticks will be really good for this. So we're almost 49, we'll do the final push. So that's doing 3k without it being charged. I'll just charge it up quickly. Yeah. With crit 6k, so it doubles, it does. Sleep says with bow celerity, I can try and use my speed to keep distance. That's the only thing I would say with this. All the skills are really medium range, so it's you kind of have. So well, I can't even hit those there. That's the range that my beam goes. It's really low. So it is quite low range skills. And it definitely feels like you have to be using this crux system to get anything good out of this class. But yeah, Max says he thinks we're running the same sets. On my leveling build, I literally run level 4 acuity. But this is literally my leveling go. Like, this is the best stuff that you can have for leveling. And you can just use any weapon you get given. Yeah, Max says rune blade should be 28 meters. Yeah, I think it's a bit short. I would like that to be 28 as well. Yeah, we'll just quickly push for these last few levels. If you do level this class up, I would highly recommend getting dual wield, because you need the PvE, and get Deathstroke. If you can get two-handed as well, it can be quite nice for some PvE build. It gives you like other options. So what I did was run one dual wield skill, one just 2H, and they just level passively. So that's 40, 41, 45. It just saves you a lot of time. I think, I'm not sure what spammable you used in PvP, Mac. I know quite a few people have been using the flail that heals you, because it generates crux, rather than rune blades. I was thinking of using rune blades personally though, just because I think I want to use the morph that debuffs with more crux spent. I think that would be more useful for PvP to add to our burst. We should be 49 in the moment. There you go. So we literally have one more level to go and then we're done. Yeah, so Shem says it's supposed to be crappy in PvP, literally, but way too strong in PvP. I'm not quite sure I'd say it's way too strong. It's tanky. Really, really tanky. And I think it feels like the old, yeah, it feels like the old Necromancer, or like Magdon when they were stacking heals. Like, kind of really hard to kill. The damage wasn't really high, but you just couldn't kill them easily. And I noticed that in low-level BGs. Max says he's had Rune Blade and the Flail, this Syphilic, or however you pronounce it. Did you try the other morph of it, Matt? The one that gives you bonus damage done if you use more crux on them? Yeah, how's that? I think that's our burster. That's what this feels like, my burster when they get to this kit. We need to get this as well. We need this. So we are about 80% roughly. Yeah, I know I'm not charging the beam if people are wondering. The ads, I normally have to wait for them to respawn anyway around here. So I'm charging it now. Sherm says he was almost one-shot by a player. If you're getting one-shot by a player in PvP, it's against an Arcanist, that is. It could be a desync, in all honesty, because the reality is that the Arcanist doesn't have like big burst skills. It's like you have to charge it up. And then if you got charged up, then they might have got a combo, which will take 4 or 5 seconds to land. Or they use loads of proc sets, which is like Frenzy Momentum, Ashen Grip, for example. And those things land together. Asleep says he doesn't want to use the procs for the flail. Other morph hits hard as an execute anyway. Also, if you... I tried both. I tried this morph and I tried the magic version in PvP. The magic one I personally found was better. That 100% bonus damage when they're below 50% is nice, but you're not really using it as an execute, in all honesty. Like if you compare it to Executioner, you might have like, I'd say, a 6k tooltip, so it's 12,000 tooltip, like when it's buffed. Executioner, with its like bonus damage, it's like 18,000 in effect, like it's way more. The only reason you would use it to generate Crux. I think that's its good use. So if you use it as a spammable to get you Crux, that's, yeah, great. Definitely do it for that. You might be wondering as well, why am I doing zombies? I think the ultimates are really slow, so I'm going to go with Dawnbreaker. And so we're leveling up Fighters Guild. Take ages. Max says the Mag Morph has a high tooltip around 10k with 3 Crux. The Stam Morph seems better overall because of the Immobilize. The Mag has Immobilize on it as well. Yeah, I was going to go with a Mag Arcanist too, that helps. See, I'm like just really stacking these skills to unlock this one, because we need this. This is 100%. And I think this is the better morph for damage. The other one, the sustain is good on it. The Ties, I think it's pronounced. Or Sherm, if you're still there, I'm just curious what class you were on. That obviously you said they almost one-shot you, or did one-shot you, thereabouts. Like, were you on a Nightblade or a Sorcerer or something? Yeah, Max says there doesn't seem to be a lot of sources of Crux generation. Yeah, I kind of do feel your pain. Are you using a 1-bar Magnum? Was it definitely an Arcanist that did that to you? Because I've not seen any Arcanist with like big burst. Like even when I watched Deltia, because someone said, "Oh, have a look at his from last stream," so I had a quick look. He was using proc sets, and it wasn't bursty. It was like just get them low and then stack the kind of dots on them and let the dots tick away. We're halfway on 49. Yeah, I think that's the one thing you need to decide with the class is how you generate Crux. Like, it feels like you have to use Crux. That's the only thing I will say. Soup says sometimes the death recap can be a bit bumpy. Yeah, it can be. You might notice as well it has like times on it, so it might say Runecarver ×6, and that means you've been hit by that for 6 ticks of damage. So although it's like one thing, they're leveling this tickets, by the way. Really hate that. But we're almost there. And trying to farm the mythic for this is not a fun farm. It's like really slow. Max says, have you tried the portal? I've used on PTS and it was garbage. I can unlock it now. I still think it's garbage. The issue I have with it is it's like poor man's streak because I can't use it again now. It's on cooldown. So that's the big problem with it. Like if I could cast it and then cast it again, that would be good. It feels really gimmicky. Poor man's streak is spot on. I'm going to use Mistform if that helps. Mistform's going to be my mobility skill. Yeah, Soup's right, there's no reason to use that over Race Against Time or Mistform. So once we've got this, we'll reset our skills and kind of do our PvP loadout that we can have. Yeah, but I'd rather do something else. Does Deadly buff Rune Blades? I don't believe it does because it's not a channel. We can have a quick look. No, they're instant cast, so it won't buff it. One crux every 20 minutes isn't worth it. I love Soup's take. That is like so brutal but so honest. To be fair, 20 minutes is probably more appropriate because realistically, you're not going to be using it that often, that skill. Yeah, so Deadly Strike buffs channels and damage over time effects. So anything that says instant cast on it, it won't buff unless it's a dot. In which case it will say like do X amount of damage over X time. Yeah, every time. So I thought you had to be in combat though for that. We'll quickly check. There's our portal. We've got no crux. Yeah, no crux. You need to be in combat for it to proc. The crux part of it. Unless it's the morph, maybe. But I just can't see why you'd use that. It just seems really bad as a skill. This is like our last port, I reckon. Well, goes, why don't you loot? Mainly because I don't really need to do rubbish. I do check like periodically for that, but I don't grab this stuff. Just because it's not really worth the hassle to pick it up and then deconstruct it or sell it. And I do have add-ons that will like sell it anyway, but it's just still. Yeah, so if you think of rapid strikes or jabs, they're like a channel in that it says it does this damage over X time because you're constantly doing it. Whereas with Rune Blades, we can cast it and like animation it, the animation cancel it. So let me find an NPC, something to attack. Over here, so like, I can do that and it still shoots 3. So I still fired 3 even though I'm not like casting it. But we can go and yeah, we've done that. Let's go to here, swap out all the skills. How's the fan, by the way? I know it sounds daft, but can you hear the fan, and if so, is it annoying? Obviously I've got it pointed on me and towards the mic, but I don't have myself like hearing myself. Soup says if you wanted to go full beam kind of meme build, go with Deadly and light the Cyrodiil. That's what I did in my Templar. It was pretty trolly. Mason says he can't hear the fan, which is great, so I'll keep that on then because it's stupidly hot. we're going to reset all our skills now. And then go and actually... Is that 40? Oh, that's 42. Yeah, that's awesome. That's up. Great. Get rid of all of that. I've been doing loads of dungeons too. So I've got 80 odd skill points. So that's why this has taken a while to get to CP, just because I've been doing the dungeons every day for like the past couple of days.
All this way and for nothing.
Okay, so I think the first thing you want to do is I'm going to put just like a generic set of stats. I'm going to focus on the skills. I think these sets, the way in which I build my characters, I kind of go from the skill combos first and then what sets will complement that. And I think that's more important for this type of class. And I know I'm going to do 48 and 16 because it's kind of a good balance of stats. Because with food and stuff and proper like triglyphs, you're around 30k health with most setups, so that gives us a good amount of health to work with. For our character, let's get our build guy out. So, the way in which this class plays for people that aren't kind of new to the class or haven't used it much, is you have to basically generate crux, and some skills will say it has either a generation effect or a consumption effect. So that's really important to factor in. Now there's some morphs, so for example Abysmal Impact is a really good skill. Now morph 1, the Sevelark's Flail, this will generate crux for you, which is great. Whereas the Tentacular Dread, it uses the crux. So you need to really think about, do you want to generate crux or use crux? And that's kind of really key. I think for PvP, I think this is probably better. I know a lot of people are using this, but I've used both and I found this was more useful with like buffing my overall damage on the beam, because 6% bonus damage is a lot of damage, especially with damage taken. That's more than your damage done. So I'm going to see if we can get this into the build. As for your like burst skills and such, it is the beam. I've leveled both of these up. I've used both in PvP. I found the exhausting one was good if you struggle to aim the beam. The pragmatic was more useful in most cases because you can't be bashed, which is really good, because that shield holds enough to stop a crushing shock or stop a bash, whereas I was getting bashed with this quite often, especially against experienced players. So I would recommend this one personally, just because I think it's more useful. On the back bar you have a choice of Tome Bearer's Inspiration. You can go with Inspired Scholarship or Recuperative Treatise. This gives essentially 600 when it's fully leveled up, so it's around 200 regen of Magicka and Stamina. This does more damage. I think with the damage issues that the class has, I'm going to go with Inspired Scholarship. And again, this is just from what I've been using in low level BGs where people are tankier and slower.
Did you know there's a room beneath these very roots? It's called an orrery.
I've done more than hear about it, my dear. I've seen it myself.
Oh, well, this one here is it's broken anyway. It hasn't functioned in centuries. Did you know there's a ruin beneath these very roots? It's called an orrery.
I've done more than hear about it, my dear. I've seen it myself.
Oh, well, this one hears it's broken anyway. Hasn't functioned in centuries.
How can I?
I've done more than hear about it, my dear. I've seen it myself.
Oh, well, this one hears it's broken anyway. Hasn't functioned in centuries.
Hello. Can you hear me now? Yeah, you should be able to hear me now. Thomas, for those people unaware, Thomas is my son. I was talking about it for like the past couple minutes. Thomas, my son, he decides to play with my cables and has pulled the mic cable out the bottom of the microphone, so it's a bit temperamental. So yeah, what I was basically saying was I was looking through the sets in my bank. I'm thinking I'm going to go with Trickery, Rallying Cry and Balorg as a kind of... They give you around a bit of damage, a bit of sustain, a bit of buffs and stuff, and it will help me identify, do I need more damage, more defense or more sustain, because I've got a bit of everything. And that will give us a good feel for, you know, where do we need to go basically with this. I'm trying not to use things that are kind of, you know, like Sea Serpent, you know, because that's kind of just really good, or to use like Master's Dual Wield, because the proc sets start doing all the damage then. And I could use like the Vate Ice Staff. So I could, for example, go on the back bar, which it will probably make more sense to do that, to be fair.
One here is broken anyway.
Put,
Hasn't functioned in centuries.
If I put that there, and then put this here, I'll put that there, just, and then that there, then we should get more pen. So there we go, more pen this way. So we've got 5k there, plus 5k here, or 6k, so that's 10k already. Plus the minor, which is 13,000 before we add in our character buff. So we'd have like almost 20k pen on this build, which would be insane. And then Balorg on top will be really good. If you got a set suggestion, by the way, do shout. Yeah, Mason says Trickery and Clever is good. And I was looking at Clever Alchemist, because I do have jewellery of that. I always found Clever as one of those ones where it's really nice when you can get it to go off. Oh, I hate that add-on. Let me turn that one off.
Prices have never been better.
Yeah, it's a nice one to use if you can get it at the right time. But more often than not, you either get the buff when you don't need it, or you're having to use a potion when you wouldn't want to necessarily. And I like to use my potions more defensively. So if things go wrong, I can go, oh no, and like push the potion. Where'd my banker dude go? There he is.
May I be...
So I've got that, that's a fun one that is. It's Wrath of Elements. Soup says, what he found myself using was Mara's Rallying Cry with Death Dealer's Fate and Balorg's. Yeah, and then Mac was saying he went Acuity, Gaze, and Deadly, which I was thinking of Acuity just because it's been good in PvE for leveling up, and with those cryptics on that beam, you could do a lot of damage. Yeah, I would. The only thing I don't like with Acuity is it's got a massive cooldown, like huge cooldown. So we need to make some trickery. So I'll make a list of what we need to make. We need a trickery weapon. Now, if we back bar it, we can then go and or we could back bar Rallying Cry. Let's back bar Rallying Cry. Because my heals are on that bar anyway. So we'll back bar Rallying Cry. You had a crippler using that for a while. Yeah, I can see that being good. Yeah, just think about how we'd lay it out to give us the best stats possible. And whilst making it easy to play. So we need rallying, cry, frost staff. And then we need 3 body pieces, so waist, hands and feet. We then need a trickery, chest and legs. And then we could then use Wrath of Elements, lightning staff, or light staff, or so that's what I need to make. So I'm going to switch to my craft quick and craft those items. And then we'll be able to chuck it on the Arcanist and go into BGs and see how it feels with this skill loadout. Sleep says with everyone going with max health, Slodes and Night Slayer can be fun. We said intriguing, but yeah, I think I found Night Slayer a bit lackluster recently. It's got a cap, and even with people with like 35,000 health, it's only doing like an extra 3k on the heavy attack, which isn't huge. It's very easy to land, especially with a lightning staff, though, so there is that. Okay, so we need to go and craft a trickery, chest and legs. I'm probably going with heavy armor for those. So do we have the stuff? I probably do already. Yeah. Yeah, so if you are here, we're just making some gear for the Arcanist to then chuck on to go into battlegrounds and actually see will the skills work. I'm quite confident that they will work just with what I've been doing in BGs and stuff. So I'm hoping they'll give us a good like idea of what we need to tweak. We need to get triggering to be over here. Diamond's victory, Diamond's wind. Age of trickery. Okay, so we need to get some chest and legs. Let me just put my passives in. You can go reinforced or impen. If you go with impen, it's 2% crit damage reduction. Reinforced is only good if you go with heavy armor. On light and everything else, it's not worth it. Because I'm going chest and legs, I'm going to go reinforced this time, just because they're heavy. But normally I would just go impen because it's more versatile personally, I find. So that's our chest. Let's go get our legs. And then let's upgrade those. And then we'll go shopping and get the rallying cry stuff that we need. In PvP, by the way, I wouldn't go and gold your armor. It's not really worth the money. You get very little bonus out of it. And all you really get is a massive, massive bill. So it's not really worth the time or the money. Weapons are worth doing, however. Okay, so that's done. I'm just going to check what rate items I have over here. some random stuff from here. Yeah, I've only got the ice star from this, so I could use the ice one, which I think is on my Templar. We'll try it with the Vate's ice staff, but we will try not to proc it, just to see how it's feeling without it. I'm just checking if I've got a rallying cry already. Ice staff. BBP. Cyrodiil. I need to set some deadly strikes with this. Yeah, we don't have nice stuff, so we're gonna have to buy one of those as well. When you go to the banker, drop this off, and then switch to the Arcanist, okay?
No, thief.
We'll just drop those off, we don't need those. I'm just gonna put some skulls in the bank too. Okay, so we're just switching back to the Arcanist. We'll grab the items that we've just made. And then we'll get a feel for, do we need more sustain, damage, or defense? I've got so many characters on here, it's ridiculous. Okay, I've put a poll up as well, and what I'm wondering is, do you think the skills that I've chosen for, obviously, this class, do you think they're going to work in PvP? Like, I think in theory, I'm quite happy with how it sounds.
Come and do business.
We need to get some rallying cry now. Sash, boots. So we could go with those boots, they're 48k. So they're not bad, but we don't need legs. Feet, 42, we could go for those. I would rather something like well fitted, in all honesty.
Can I
That's
help?
what I'm kind of looking for. Or even impen. It looks like we're going to probably just have to grab some divine stuff for now. Let's grab some money out. Yeah, so we'll get some divine stuff. Looking at Serum is saying that if you use the Mazatan Heavy set and Eternal Warrior and Oakensaw, you can get like, massive like burst helps when you're below 50% health. a sash. So we're sort of feet for like 38k up here roughly.
Yes.
$42. I think those 42 were good. Eternal will get under 25 gives you 22k. Yeah, I personally like damage builds. I think if you want to stay alive, that would be a pretty solid setup. Okay, so that's how we just need hands now. $250, that is insane. It is. 35 is something we could maybe work with.
Greeting.
Yeah, we just need to find an eye staff next. Matt says he's got a well-fitted rallying cry you can have. Is it hands by chance? I've got MT1. Oh. This is the worst thing. I hate Battlegrounds because you get so much rubbish from them you do. Yeah, cheers, Mac. I think the beam's good. It doesn't kill people by itself unless you stack it with other stuff or they're like squishy. Soup says it's going to hurt the bank rallying cry ice staff. Yeah, ESO Trade Center. Let's see, can we get a cheap one there? Rallying cry. This is one thing I really like about PC. You got websites like this where you can just go and oh, they're expensive. They are so expensive. Soup was like they're gonna hurt the bank. The cheapest one is over $500,000. That's insane. That's insane. This is the website if you want to have a look, by the way. Could I grab the well-fitted ones, Mac? Please. They're going to cost what they're going to cost. I think that's it. What trait is it? Is it any good? That's powered. That's terrible. That's decisive. That may be okay. Decisive. Precise. Could be useful. Infused. Fused. Decisive. Charged. Draining. Sharpened. I'm just like, we're going to be spending a lot of money on this, so we might as well just accept it. But I imagine a defending one will be really, really expensive. Yeah, I'm just checking on the website to see how much they are, and if there's anything that we can get that's like a good deal. And nothing's a good deal on here. It's like mad expensive. We're gonna go to Vivek and try and get that one that's there, and we'll see if it works. Soup says it'll be cheaper, and I'm also on PCNA as well, Mac. I'm on both. This character's on PC EU at the moment. I'll see if there's any hands over here then. Impen 80k. Oh, you're on PCNA. That's fine. But 11k, we'll give it a go. Hey, well fit 20k, that'll do. Bang. Okay, we're happy with that. Okay, we got that. We now need to just get the ice stuff. Ooh, there's so much money. I don't like it when I see that massive, you know when you look at how much it is and you just see so many zeros, you know that's not good.
Prices have never been.
So like, they're not even like good traits. Like, yeah, they're good traits.
Made this one.
Sherman says he's also on PCEU. Is there anybody in the guild at Warmold? A single person there. What about over here? Hey, they might be there. Yeah, Mac, if you send me a whisper, or send me a mail over there, because I'll get that when I'm next on. People are unsure whether those skills will work. I'm hoping they will. Okay, that's two. That's just that was a lot. 1.2 million. No.
I must finish this.
How can I help?
Yeah, I think using coffers would be a good idea. Going for the AP boxes and just. I am, however, going to go and just bite the bullet. It's going to cost what it's going to cost, but yeah, it's an investment. Alright, so we've grabbed 2 million. Don't really want charged. See, precise could be useful because it's crit chance, crit heals. I was hoping for powered or defending, really. That's what I was really looking for. So it's 800 for precise. We will buy one from over here. 750, so that's better already because we can just upgrade it ourselves. That's just silly. Hey, you're right, Garrett. Garrett says, loves the videos, first time catching it live. Yeah, no, good to see you, and cheers. I'm at the moment, I'm kind of playing, set up my character, which it does need doing, and there's never time to do it. So we're going to go for that one that's 750k gold. That is horrific. I hate spending money on this game. Yeah, if you send me a message, Sarah, and then I'll see if I can add you. What's the bet? And I get one of those. I get like a staff. I haven't got it yet, but I would be pretty. I'll be pleased, but pretty depressed because you can't like send it back for a refund. Might be able to give it to someone or just try and sell it myself. Ready? No. 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 It's like love giving out that shell splitter, doesn't it? Rallying Cry, what else? I'm looking at Rallying Cry, Trickery and Balorg, so kind of just a generic set of sets that they're all kind of good sets in themselves. It's at _unified gaming like that. Can I get my items yet? Yeah, I get my items. Finally. Okay. Oh, my trickery is 150. I need to change that. I don't even know why it's 150. Oh, I didn't make it 160, did I? I've got to remake the trickery stuff though. So that's Rallying Cry in the back. Okay, let me remake this and delete this. Because I'm going to unlock that. So we don't need that. And we don't need that one. And on the front bar, I think I've got like a willpower staff for now, so I'll just grab a generic staff. Soup's like rip. Honestly, I've done that so many times before. The worst bit is when you upgrade it to gold. That's when you really, really want to cry. Anything that's a 2-piece, basically. Inferno staff of willpower. See, that won't buff our beam, which is AoE, so we need a lightning staff really. I might just use that because that's gold and it saves me a job. We're going to grab this one. It's not the best, but it will give us enough of a feel for what do we need to fix, kind of thing.
No charge to have a look.
Garrett says he loves Rallying Cry and Trickery on a Mag DK. Yeah, Trickery is amazing on Mag DK. Trickery, Bloodspawn, just live in Crow's. That's literally all you need to do. We're going to quickly make the chest and the legs of Trickery, and then jump back on and go into PGs. And then we'll just see, do we need to sustain, damage? And if you're new to any class, by the way, always try something like this where you get just a generic set of stats that you're not kind of crutching on sets for damage. So if you're using like Master's Dual Wield, Vate, Way of the Fire, so Vate Ice Staff, sorry, Destro Staff, Way of the Fire, you got like proc sets doing a lot of your damage. And that doesn't really help you know what the class is good or bad at. Whereas going kind of a buff or stat dense build gives you ways to go, I need more sustain or more damage, or where's the sweet spot for you, and then you can then add in a proc set if you need to. That's kind of how I sort of devise my builds. And it seems to have worked pretty well for how I play. We still got that, we still got loads of that, so it's not... Yeah, leveling the Arcanist is pretty cool though. I quite like using it. Sarah says he loved the Silk Reflector build. That is the counter to Arcanist. If they ping you, they literally kill themselves because of Harbinger. Yeah, 100%. I actually have an update for that build. I've just not posted it yet. because the most recent version I was spamming spell wall, so you could literally just keep your ult up, which has all that free block. So it just means projectiles get sent back, and then if it hits you, it's automatically blocked anyway, which is ridiculous. And we pretty much live in spell wall, so it's like a really silly way of playing the class. Yeah, so we've gone with 160 this time. So let's go reinforced. 160. There we go. Soup says when he plays a class and he's kind of learning it, he likes to play no CP. It really helps you learn the class, kind of the good and the bad, and kind of, yeah, which I think that is like really, really spot on. I also bit of sort of shameless promotion, but I do this every patch. I basically make charts that kind of outline every class. So kind of go, what is each class good or bad at? So for example, if you, it's not an easy way to paste that. I know that'll fit. If you click on that second link, that'll just give you an example of what they look like. But I'll basically go through every class and show you kind of what they're good and bad at. And this is sort of having played all of the classes a lot. And I don't really have a preference on which class is the best or the worst, or like this is my favourite or not. It's kind of as objective as I can make it. So if you are kind of what do I pick to play, that might help you. And I'd also say do what Soup says as well. If you can try some no CP Battleground Cyrodiil, I see gives you an idea of kind of what the class can and can't do. So we've got our trickery this time. Dying Moon says, do you think Necromancer is in a rough spot this patch? I think Necromancer's it's in a weird place, which kind of doesn't really help answer your question. It's if you go as a stamina Necromancer and you land the kind of dizzying swing into Blastbones or flurry into Blastbones with Dawnbreaker and spin or executioner, something like that, and you land it, it's really good burst. If you play as a Magicka Necromancer, they're really awkward because it's kind of, you can't really use the graveyard synergy anymore without Harmony, which is, so that doesn't work. You then are reliant on Blastbones, and it is a massive, massive if. Whereas at least if you're in melee, Blastbones is already in their face, so you've got a good chance of it actually hitting. Oh, hit an extra D there. There you go.
Do your trading here.
Let's lock this time, and it's 160, so that will help us. So we just need 2 glyphs. I'm going to go with 2 health glyphs for now, just to give us that a bit more health. Why is that 12? That is insane. How much purple? See, that's what I was expecting. No, 6-8 gold. These will do. 1, 2, done. There you go. Yeah, I think Soup's right though. It's just the path in the Blastbones. That's literally the issue. What I wish they would do for the Mag Blastbones is, if you look at, there's a set, let me find it. I've got it on my bank. DLC dungeons, I think it comes from, I know it when I see it. It's Unhollowed Grave. This one here. This set here, it says damaging an enemy with a light attack puts a bone stack on them for 5 seconds up to 0.5 seconds. When they get X amount, a big hand comes out and hits them. Blastbones should be like this. If the magical Blastbones was like this, where it's undodgeable, but it's a delayed, or it pops up underneath the target and you can roll it, kind of like Scavenging Demise. You get a circle around you and then you roll to avoid it. Something like this though would be much better for the magic blast bones. So if you've used this set and you've seen how this looks, that would be a better version of the blast bones personally for the magical morph, because it doesn't matter if you're at range. Let's look at our stat page. We've got loads of regen, our damage is a bit low, our stats are kind of pretty solid. What's our money? We've got the action. Let's go and front bar. What's our regen here? It should be less here, 2k. I'm just going to quickly feed and then queue for BGs. Another face tank to making things a bit rough for Necro is that Wardens currently are doing everything a Necro can, but better. I found Warden was a AoE melee magical sorcerer, and Necromancer was kind of a hybrid of those two, so it's kind of a really weird mix. And if you want more single target damage as a Warden, you go Sorcerer. If you want AoE kind of stuff, you go as a Warden because it's better than a Necro. So I think Soup's right, it's a really weird place. Let's go get our potions and stuff, and then we're pretty much good to go. We're missing a few passives and a few level ups, but that'll be fine. This will just give us a feel for what we need to do. Serence's killing as a tank is the best. Yeah, where's the ads to eat? Someone's been in here. Who's Sky Shard? I pushed to feed, why didn't it fire? That's annoying.
Go around!
There we go, that's one runner. So the magical morph still has the immobilize on it of the flail. If people, I mean, somebody said earlier it doesn't. Maybe quickly eat this one. Diamond says, do you think the Arcanist is a better support class or damage class in PvP? It feels like a really good healer because it's got lots of good buffs and groups. And that's okay. So we're stage 3 now. Let's go grab our food out, and then we can queue up. Garrett says, can you use add-ons in accessibly mode in PC? I would imagine so. It depends what add-on you're using. That's kind of the thing. So, for example, I'm on controller, but I'm using the PC, and my map works. So I can't see why they wouldn't work. Let me just check I have that node in. I do have Rush node. So yeah, so I can't see why add-ons wouldn't work with accessibility mode, but I think that some will be hit and miss. Soup says he thinks Arcanist is going to shine most in small group play, providing debuffs and buffs, letting DK or Nightblade provide the burst. I don't know. I think it's got good crowd control. That's one thing I did notice with it, because your flail is AoE, so this is an AoE immobilized, which is quite nice. So if you imagine like in case on the sorcerer, it's a bit like that, but because it's it does damage as well. So whilst we're waiting, we're just going to go kill stuff, get some XP on that skill. Yeah, because you can still immobilize and just spam. Just checking I'm happy with all the moves we got. Is that last one AoE? I did not even notice that last one. Yeah, because the plan is to kind of charge up the debuff from this, because that'll be 11% like bonus damage they're taking. If you use the accessibility mode, this can help if people find that hard to aim. In the middle is kind of the sweet spot. It's got a kind of enough that if you're rotating on a controller, you can still aim manually. He wants to group, but we can't queue for BGs. So what we can do is whilst we wait, we can go into Cyrodiil. Yeah, that's like empty. That's so weird. And then we can see how it fares in Cyrodiil whilst we're waiting. But I think two Diamonds thing, I think it's probably more of a support class at the moment. Obviously it's very new, so people are still kind of figuring out what's best to run with it and so on. So that's an 8.6k shield. Let's see. Oh, we want to go down there. Soup says, kind of DC kind of killed off Black Breach lately with Zergs. Most AD and EP have gone to AD. Oh, BG's is ready. Oh, look at that. Okay, so we're in domination. People are unsure with if the skills will work or not. I don't know is the answer. So this is the passives that we have. We don't have all of our skill lines fully leveled up yet, so that's obviously a slight factor. It's not a massive factor, but it is one. So we've got like most of the key passives you would expect. We're not using Trifocus because it messes with our block mitigation when we block. Like it just stops your mag regen and stuff. And we've got most of these passives, so that's not a massive one.
Let the dance of blades begin.
So yeah, hopefully this will give us a good feel if it works. Diamond says the music in the ESO is pretty awesome. Yeah, some of the soundtrack, and this new patch particularly, really cool soundtrack. Oh, I went to roll then. Somebody hit me really hard as a Nightblade. Something hit me really hard from stealth. Shout out to that name, Mr. Potato Aim. Love it.
Give us strength. The point is lost. They have secured the point.
Someone's trying to snap me. Try and work out where my heels are. So that's my first hit.
Outstanding. We've secured the point.
There you go, tell me. He's like proper moving quick, isn't he? He's got Master's Duel on he has. So 2 kills so far. So we just put our buffs on. I think that inspired scholarship's quite nice though, because that's making our rune blades hit really hard. Hypnotic says, why is nobody using Arcanist in Cyrodiil? The range of the skills are very low range, 22 meters, so you can't use it as a range class, which makes it a bit awkward to use. You also have people leveling up skills and trying to find what works for them. So people will go to PGs as a quick go-to. Yeah, we'll make a video on that in a bit, Sarah, when I get a chance. Yeah, so that burst shield worked quite well actually. Get some magic back. There we go. Managed to get the sun on with the little laser beam. That warden helped as well. It's 4-1. Yeah, so I feel like we can kill people. The beam isn't the big punchy against people who are like reacting. but I think charging that flail has been quite nice. Why can't I stun that guy? So look at that, I've got 5k heals from that little shield. That's well good, that is. Oh, I managed to get that. Did you see that burst on that guy there? Oh no, they got me. That burst on that Templar was well good though. That was. Yeah, I managed to get that ult on that guy, and then hit him with that delayed stun into the beam, and so he had that just like those 2 laser beams on him. That was really good. I really like that. Yeah, so it feels like this is... I'm definitely killing people with this. I can't heal that guy, sorry. Zap. There you go. That's good. Soup says BG MMR is a double-edged sword, testing builds, etc. Can give false positives. Hold on. For the best mythic, Sea Serpents is a really popular one. It's a bit of a pain in the arse to farm though. Yeah, I think that shield, this is amazing. This is such a good heal if you charge it up. Oh look, it's a Nightblade. Hold block. Hello. Bye bye. I've got 3 of those. Oh, I went to go for the stun on him. Yeah, 10 to 2. I think I'll like a bit. It sounds daft. I think I'll like a bit more sustain. But yeah, those rune blades felt pretty good. They felt like they were doing good damage, especially with this proccing so often. What do you guys think? Obviously, that was our first BG. I've done BGs on this already. Yeah, if you use Swift, you can kind of overcome the snare, and it ends up becoming kind of like a net positive because of just how many other buffs it gives. Hypnotic says they should bring back CP BGs. It's hard to test open world builds in a controlled setting with CP turned off. I don't know, I find CP hit and miss, because like if you look at what people run, and I've got PvE stuff on currently, but in PvP you normally get 2 damage CP is what people run, they then normally run a crit CP, or they run something like Ironclad, and then you might get the occasion of someone using Judah's rebuff. So you normally get people run 2 damage, 2 defense, or 3 damage, 1 defense, and so it kind of ends up coming like they kind of cancel each other out. The Crux gen seemed okay as well, actually. This is good though, I like this. This is very helpful. Because they can't dodge it, so if you line that up, I think if you lined up Dawnbreaker, that would be really horrible. I'm going to do one with the same build. Sarah said, did you get my mail? I haven't had a look yet. Oh yeah, I've got your mail. Yeah, once I get a chance, I need to go through and update the guild and stuff. I will sort that out afterwards. And cheers for the gold. That sounds daft, but it does really help because it means I can just focus more on making builds. The one thing I noticed was when I was low on health, this was a good heal, but I needed to have Crux. And it doesn't feel like I had a good Crux gen, so maybe I should use this instead of Vigor. Obviously Vigor's really good though, because it's a massive heal. 14k over 5 seconds. We're on domination again. Oh, we're joined like right at the end of the match. I went to roll. That was a heavy attack thing. That was horrible. It was I felt this Storm Atronauts started zapping me. 5k. Then the team has a heavy attack build and stack pet damage. There's always somebody with snipe, isn't there? I went to go for the big beam then, I mean. I didn't charge my beam up. Yeah, I managed to get 3 kills in the end though. It seems like buff snipe. Honestly, I do really like snipers, by the way, because they are like really... They are quite cheesy. It's a shame that you can't make this pick magical or stamina. I'd rather this be stam, because that would actually be quite good then, if this was stam. I'm going to try this instead of Vigor, just because it gives us Crux when we're low health. Spear charms. There it is. Clint says he's found the Arcanist ult brutal when it goes off. Yeah, if you can get the ult on somebody and then you stun them whilst it's ticking on them, it is horrific how much damage it does. And it is really good fun. Yeah, because that will give us Crux there and a heal over time. So we can almost do like this, and then this. Because you could use that, that's 6k that is. So that's like 7k. Obviously it's half in PvP, whereas this is essentially 4k every second. So it is quite big, that healing. I don't know if it's affected by Battle Spirit, that one, which I need to test. We're in Deathmatch, so we have Warden, DK, Arcanist, Warden. Hey, Mr. Potato AMTV. Necro, Arcanist, and Talk. That's Talk I recognise, that's facts. Frozen. There you go. So sold that kill. Found that kill there. Yeah, I need more mag sustain on this. Oh, I'll try keeping that guy alive. Oh, that was filth, that burst. That was absolutely disgusting, that burst on that guy with that ult. Yeah, if you can get that burst off, it is horrible how much damage it does. Let's go for that debuff on that guy there. So we'll go for the kill now. Oh, he didn't get the stun on him. Move around here. Oh, battle DKV Arcanist, who's gonna win? Oh, okay, he left. he left. He's like, yeah, I'm not up for that fight. He's got Crotus up. Are they still that kill? That's... my thing back up. Sarah says, why do I play with a controller? I played ESO on Xbox for about 3 years, and I played Xbox a lot before. So, just force of habit, really. got stunned. Ah, I managed to get me. 5 kills. It's not too bad for the first life. So I find the controller easier to use. I use keyboard and mouse for other games, but I find with ESO, because it's quite spammy with the inputs, I prefer just having like that. So I can't let me go. Oh, that stun saved his life, it did. Ah, I got beamed. I got beamed. I think it's doing pretty well though. Diamond says, what other games do you play? It varies, to be fair. So I played like Hogwarts Legacy. I really like Fallout and Skyrim. I haven't played those in ages. Let me kill this dude there. Oh, 6k, that was lovely. That was such a good crit, that was. Debuff that guy. Managed to get him. And him as well. Oh, that was great. Yeah, I really like this class. This class is actually quite fun to play. Stun. Yeah, so I also like games like From the Depths, which he's at low health. This guy. No, bad DK. Go away, DK. There's a move around here. Oh, that's horrible. No. He's got some big kills. That Twilight is probably helping that dude to stay alive. Go for the stun. There you go, you can't block that this time, can you? Ah, so close, so close. Look how close that was. Oh, someone killed me. What killed me from... I think it was a dot, actually. Done 1 million damage so far. Yeah, this definitely works. I need more sustain, though. I need more magicka sustain. Soup says ESO has pretty good controller support, which I would agree with, actually. Ran away. Oh, the Earth Core saved him. He's gonna die here now. Oh, my beam. Oh, someone put the beam on me. Okay, we're gonna move away from this. That's just like death there. There we go. Silly DK. Oh, I hate DK so much. Actually. This was a stacked beam. That dude there. Oh, so not resource. 13 kills, 1.4 million damage. That's a good Dawnbreaker on him though. Well, 1 kill from winning we are. As Soup says, DK just had everything that makes them the perfect PvP class. Oh no, the Reds might do this. Oh, that was so close. That was good. 1.4 million damage I did. Clint says, "What would you pair Vampire with your 1 bar DK?" Personally, no, because I find I sit in corrosive long enough, and when I'm not in corrosive, I'll just move away. If you find that you get killed when you're not in corrosive, if you find movement a bit harder, then you can go Vampire Stage 3, which will help, but you won't be in corrosive as often because your ult does go up in cost. So it kind of really depends on what you're going for. I would just prefer, if I stick with like Imperial, Potentes, Bloodspawn, Trickery and Oakensoul, I have really high cost reductions on my ult because of the Imperial and the Potentes, and the I also get really high ult gem with Trickery and Oakensall with Decisive, so that's how I built mine, and that was enough. Obviously I am an Imperial, which does help. If you're not an Imperial, try a Nord maybe, if you want to go with the ult gem route that I did, rather than having to go with Vampire. Yeah, I think we can say, I haven't done this, this isn't, that's amazing, that skill, but the Rune Meld one isn't that useful. If we look at the healing done, was it healing received? I thought I had it where it's tracking, I might have turned it off. What's in PvP? That was a very good match of that one, really close. Diamond says, do you think ESOs getting better or worse? I think it's hit and miss, to be honest. The servers have really helped. So involving Rune Meld. So 139k. That only did 8k. Whereas the title was 3k ticks. And then that was 2k up here. $238k healing there. 3k ticks there. Impervious Rune Ward was 7k burst heal. So maybe we go down that route. Because it's 2.6. If that was 7k, that looks like it's not being reduced by Battle Spirit. So, yeah, I don't know. Because if that's not being reduced by Battle Spirit, that is your burst heal. Because I was getting this was in BGs. 4, 7, 7,000, 7,000. Unless that's that might be when it crits actually. So maybe it is being reduced. And that was just a crit. Yeah, I'm looking at the healing because when I'm low health, it's what can I do to bounce back fast. I feel we've got a good skill combo. I'm going to change the Tentacular Dread to the other Flail one to see if that makes a difference. Serum was saying, just looking at the chat, that he prefers tanky builds that can kill rather than going with sort of more squishy glass cannon builds, which I kind of get. And he kind of uses things like Sisyphus, Alessia, Willow's Path, so kind of defense sets, and then just uses damage skills to kind of sort of help supplement it. Soup says dying happens regardless though, and defense builds are good to practice on and learn. It says tanky builds can more often than not reinforce bad habits. Yeah, 100%. I think Soup's right with that you can learn to, I don't want to say crutch on certain things, but yeah. That if you think of something like Mara's Balm, a lot of people use that set because it's really good. And of course, when it gets nerfed, which it did, people are like, oh no, now what do I do now? I wonder whether we go Mist form instead of that as a get out. But this felt pretty good if I had the Crux on as a heal. We can try that.
Do you think they stand a chance?
I'm doing one more with the same skills. I've done a few BGs to get an idea of what we need. You got Arcanist, 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 Nightblade, Arcanist, Templar, Nightblade, Arcanist, Nightblade, Sulk, Necrom. So we've got quite a range of classes actually. Match. Someone's got a horrible heavy attack though. That's disgusting, that was. This dude here. Yeah, that guy's heavy attack though. Horrible. It's something that you can't aim it down, that's so annoying. Hey, I've got this sniper. Said you can't attack, right? Thought that's how fast it. I just ran out of resource. Reese said he wants to support Necro, so he play a couple games to remember how to beat me. Rallying Cry is a good set to use, Reese. Yeah, you'll need something like Rallying Cry, a defensive set, Mara's Bomb's pretty solid, and Rallying Cry is also a kind of defense set. Oh, I was waiting for the guy to pop down. He's rolled that 3 times, he has. Finally got the sun. Oh, I went for the wrong skill there. Went for the wrong skill. I mean, I want to... So, I meant, do you want to play a couple with you? Yeah, I'm up for you being a healer, Reese, if you want to. I thought you meant as in, you want a set to run. Yeah, if you want to jump on, yeah, I'm more than up for that. An upgrade. That do stuff. They stole that kill run, that's well annoying, that is. Oh. I think it got with an execute. Yeah, I don't like the rune blades. I think I prefer Vigor, having used the 2. So we're going to put Vigor on. We are. It's armor and it's stam. Oh, that's horrible. I got CC locked. Reese said he's already got a couple sets but can't mic. No worries. Sarah says he can stay in fights very long and to learn. I think with tanky sets, yeah, for sure, there's 3 there, so I know that's not a good place to go. Pop a bit. So Peter and Nana. That was a big, so that was a big burst. Something hit me really hard on step bow. Yeah. I might try the other morph of this. Because that's not that great as a heal. I can try that, but that's not going to be a big heal. Soup says he's had even logging in and crashing. Ooh, that's not great. It could be, I know it sounds daft, it could be add-ons. I don't know people really say that, but... Is the Arcanist OP? I wouldn't say it's OP. DK is way better. Way better. The ult and the beam's a good combo, but I still think, yeah, I'll drop a group when you're ready, Reese. I tried the CC break with the CC breaker. Yeah, you see, Nightblades are very good. Oh, we can morph our skill though, which is good. Soups says the beam is both overrated and underrated at the same time. Yeah, I think the beam, it's good. Yeah, so without the crux, this doesn't help us. So it's good if we have crux, but bad if we don't. So I'm going to drop that and try a different one. Let's add Reese. Reese said he needs stage 3. Diamond says, if I could add a class to the game, what would it be? That is a really good question. I think for me, what I would like is a magic class that gives you choices. So if you imagine the destruction staff, and how a lot of those skills, they change based on the staff that you use. I would like a class that had a similar effect with its class skills though. So for example, if you think of this weapon, this skill here, this Inspired Scholarship, if you imagine something like that where it augments your skill, your weapons, but depending on the weapon you have, you get different effects. For example, if you use, say, like maces, like hammers, it will lower the target's resistances. If you used, however, swords, you'll apply a bleed to the target with that skill. So that way you get like variation with the. So that's what I'd like, is kind of a magic class where the skills have kind of a core set of stats, but they can be augmented slightly with the weapon that you pick. Reese says that he's almost ready. Soup says, with the beam issue, it's either not worth it or it's great. It's one or the other. Yeah, it's pretty much that. But we do have triple bloodthirsty, by the way, which is helping when they're low health. So that does make quite a difference with how good the beam is. Soup says, my one desire is for there to be a true pugilist class. I want to run beard using serial deal, punching everyone. I've heard a few people say about adding a bard as well. I'm not feeling a bard. I would rather though they added spellcrafting. And I would see it as not kind of, you know, where it picks your magical stamina based on your highest use, highest resource on this class. They could just do the same thing for that. So if you make like a physical spell or skill type of thing, you can use it as stam if you want to build that route, or vice versa. Because I think there's lots of classes, but I think there isn't anything that they've done to change the classes massively. If you think of like the skill lines they've added, it's been Sigic Order, which you can kind of use in some content, and then you have that's kind of really it that you generally use in content in the like PvP. There really isn't many other skills that you really need. This is great, I like this. Reese, you going to pop outside once you've had? I'm assuming you can hear me. Well, change of morph as well, actually, on Zach. Oh, there's Reese. Let's fight for a second. I've got PvE CVE, so it won't make. I'm curious to see what the healing's like. That was a good start. Yeah, so we'll interact with that, which is... Oh, that's time shoot. That little Necrom ball is actually a really good counter to the thing. Their burster wasn't too bad. see, Reese knows how to duel, which is good. Reese used to play on Xbox with me. Oh, my health bar went very, very low. There, finally. Yeah, I'm on bloodthirsty on my beam. Already check Reese. No, just stunned him. Yeah, I think bloodthirsty is probably the way to go with this. I think because you lack burst in the same way as other classes, you need that extra damage when the lower health. Like, you really, really need it. Okay, so we've put a star on Reese. So no stones to change it. Yeah, transmutant farming is a bit of a pain in the ass, in all honesty. So look at the heals though, that's 1,000 every 0.3 seconds.
I hope I make it through this.
It is insane how good that heal beam is. Reese, if you go to the flag with us, if you can hear it. Obviously there'll be a bit of a delay, just to kind of... No, he's gone up there. There we go. That was a good little kill with the beam. I'm gonna go steal that one that they've just caught. Oh, no, that is a massive execute. I literally I was getting hit with just huge executes. Cameroon says the Arcanist sound effects are cool. Yeah, 100%. The ult's a bit awkward to fire actually, this. Like it feels like it's got the range on it is really small, so you have to be like right next to them, which is quite annoying. Reese is dead as well. So that's where beam's good. Stuff like that. Bye bye. Shot. that was just horrible. That was. Had 3 kills then. Zombie says he hopes Sauce will make new BG maps. You'd think he'll get stunned at some point or immobilized. There we go. See, that guy's using scavenging device. It's a terrible set. That was like 5k within like half a second. Yeah, Zombie is saying that the overland's very, very easy, which I would agree with. I think it is quite simple.
Keep a grip on that relic. Take off the relic!
I went to try and block cancel. The shield can get on there. His execute though hit really hard. Yeah, I'm gonna try the other morph of the Tentacular Dread because it's stam. Maybe that will help. I like their debuff though. When you get that extra 6% on them, it is noticeable. Zombie says he does like the horizontal progression the ESO has, however. Yeah, Soup says, wouldn't you use Ice Comment? I think I would, I just don't have it unlocked. But I'm probably going to use my crowns. So I've got 6k there. So like, doing Mage Guild is tedious. I had two Nightblades on me in the end.
Pick up the relic.
But you have to finish it in the skill line. The execute in the skill line is really bad. Like execution is like 400% bonus damage, whereas somebody's going with, like, someone actually loving that sniper, aren't they? I was getting to try and kill that guy. 11 kills though, not too bad. Sim says, how does it feel to beam someone to death? It is quite satisfying though. Like, it's a satisfying class. When you kill someone, you're like, yeah, this is pretty cool. Asleep says it's quite hard to hit that tentacle. Yeah,
We are
100%.
safe in the relic.
When people are like rolling left and right, it's really hard to land it because I don't know, it just doesn't feel like it tracks through roll dodge easily. Somebody says, Mage Guild, level that passive skill that detects stealth. The Inner Light. The one that gives tons of crit. Yeah, Inner Light's great. But we can morph this now, which is awesome. So we want this one. Because it's minor brittle, it's more crit damage. So that'd be nice. I'm going to go for the stand morph, and I'll come back to where Reese is. Reese, could you pop into the delve, just so I can TP down here quickly? And then I can meet you back outside. Zombie says that Sauce needs to learn that players want content, not rewards. Give them a reason to play, not a result of playing. Yeah, I think it's hard because you got that. If you do that, then people come in and out and they don't stick. So if you just numbers wise, that is 5-6, yeah. 10,000 roughly if they're below 50% health. Executioner, for people curious, 3,000. If you morph it to Executioner, it goes forth 100%, so that's 12k. So yeah, it's not as good as this. It's not bad, but it's just not as good as it. But we're going to try it. Soup says degen isn't needed for the setup. Yeah, I've got the major minor sorcery. I'd only use degen for the dot, in all honesty. The dot's quite nice to have. We'll pop down and find Reese, and we'll queue for BGs. He's a Necrom, so he can't dual weapon. Mage Guild, you can only level it by getting lore books, which is a bit tedious. Do you think an Ogre Sword Arcanist build would be any good? Maybe. I will make one for PvP because I made one for almost every class that I've actually published. And I'd like to kind of have a viable 1-bar build for every class at least, so people can PvP with it. You would probably have to do something like, I'd probably go Flail and Beam here. And then I'd go with Vigor and the other morph of this, I forget his name. So I'd probably use the other morph of this and with Vigor and then have like Mistform. That's what I'm thinking skills. Got Reese with his rubble skeletons. Ugh. Yeah, that drains your stamina. Using that stand one really drains your stamina.
that was it. Yeah, I need more stamina to stay on, dude, if I use that as spammable. Yeah, the execute on the flower is terrible. Oh my, that was very close. I felt like that would have hit you as an AoE, but it didn't. Oh, my health bar. My health bar. I'm well greedy, I did. Oh, really? Oh, and greedy. That was a good fight, Reese. But if you're making an Arcanist one bar, you definitely have to build around 1 or 2 skill combos. Yeah. Serum says, what's the worst class in PvP? Probably the Arcanist is, I'd say, in all honesty. It needs... I'm killing people with class skills, but against good people, it's hard to get kills. I think Meteor would be better. BG's Reese. Saying BG's and just come and attack me. Sugar says he feels the Arcanist is all flashy, but yeah, it is a flashy class. Reese said he didn't spot the ready check. Yeah, I'm not convincing this as an execute though. This just does not feel like an execute. It's a shame the Magicka version of this consumes Crux. I might use the base more. Reese says fair teams, we've got this. It's me and Reese for everyone else. Okay. Hi, purples.
We need that ball.
Yeah, Reese, you want to pop down there, mate?
that's a pre-made group, that is. You can literally see it, they were just all stacked together as a purple team. The range on it is not high though. Teammates came in, tapped him. Ah! Yeah, that skill was really bad, that morph. That morph's really, really bad. It is not an execute, it's way too low in damage. Garrett says it's going to be meta for PvE and bottom barrel for PvP. It's going to be that. Let's regroup with Reese. And then I think we just need to stick with him. Because that purple group is pre-made. Because you attack one purple and they run together. And this is obviously group BGs. I think we need Meteor as well.
We must get the ball! We need that ball!
Bye, Reese. You can literally see that they're like groups that are all mic together. 30k. Couldn't TC break it. That was annoying. Yeah, you can really see that they move as one. And we don't have burst, so if you had burst,
Get that ball or get off the field! Get the ball back! We must get the ball!
if we had like burst say on a map, we'd probably take up people in that group. That's a healer. Reese says, is the FPS really bad this patch? So yeah, it's not great.
Oh, I've tried to roll and got CC locked. Yeah, so both teams have a healer as well. I think this is. I think it's definitely a support build, like class. That's how it feels. It doesn't feel like a. You can't go out solo and like. I'm still surprised we haven't had anybody join our team this match. That was nice. We got with the purple healer.
The device mark us! Get that ball or get off the field!
Stupid freaking Twilight, there at least. Besides Twilight's gone. That's annoying that doesn't pull them out of stealth, by the way. That's. You feel like that should.
We must get the ball!
Yeah, absolutely. Killing people. That's undead. Let's go towards the borders. There you go, that's nice. I immobilized him in the thing. But that nightmare is quite squishy though. It is. I think we managed to turn it back around in the end, that last one. Yeah, I think in the end we did it right. Yeah, once we kind of started working together, that was much better. Soup says heavy attack builds aren't the same as playing the class pioneers. They kind of give you a good DPS and stuff. Reese said his food kept dropping off. Arcanist Bomb might be fun with Rune of Displacement. Yeah, I think it could be pretty decent. Reese said he's used 4 bits of food in the past 25 minutes. Yeah, I've not had that. Yeah, we're changing that morph, by the way. That Stam morph, terrible. Absolutely terrible. But the Stam morph for this is awful. It doesn't do enough bonus execute damage. And it drains your stam. So I don't know why he would use it, in all honesty. It just doesn't feel good. So we're going to go back to the mag morph. I'm going to change the buff morph of the weapon for the stam, the regen version. So this has a regen version, which gives us resources back, which is quite nice. I'm going to swap that back to... That doesn't use any crux itself, but stam. Oh, so annoying. Alright, we'll try these. Just travelling to you now, Reese, and we'll queue for PGs. The Arcanist Cleave Bomb, though, that could work with the rune, as you said. I just feel like it's kind of Dark Convergence, and you could do it with Corrosive. So, kind of Dark Convergence with Corrosive and Cleave is probably better. There is Reese. Reese is here somewhere. Oh, so it's logged off raised. So maybe that's what it is. Yeah, so we'll wait for Reese to pop back. We will. I think he had an issue with the food buff, so he's trying to kind of like get that to be fixed. I got one of these when I ordered the thing, so I might see what we get.
Luck.
Okay.
Akroti thinks we place too high a value on the luck of the
Oh,
early
no, we need
bird.
2 inventory slots.
Farewell, my good friend.
What garbage do we have? Just clearing all the rubbish that we've got. So let's see what we got. I'm expecting bad stuff, but we'll see.
Choose a reward.
Not great. Not great. Not great. Yeah, we got loads of rubbish.
Very lucky indeed.
And that is as much crown stuff as I do. I don't do the crown stuff. I am, however, gonna get the Mage Guild. Because that is an absolute nightmare to level up. You can't gift that. So Soup says the mage, the food stuff's a bug. Okay, well, yeah, Reese has been like taken on and off because he's like, it's not working. Yeah, so we're gonna go with Meteor. And, like, this is really good. The problem is it misses all the time, whereas this will be a lot better. Or Dawnbreaker. Increase duration. $11 seconds. 12. Yeah, hopefully it's just a visual bit, as Soup says. Let's change that morph too whilst we're waiting for Reese. And we'll try the other morph of that shield. Because I've been using that shield as kind of a big, oh no, I'm going to die type thing. And it has been pretty good. Yeah, Soup says common into beam might be a nice combo. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because you can force the stun with that skill. It's like Rune Cage, it's really good. Because this will refund its cost and make it really cheap. I'll leave it like this for now, because I've changed this, which is a sustain morph, and then we'll see if that needs changing. I think all in all though, I'm happy that I've been able to kill people with this without having to use proc sets. Reese is back as well, which is good, so we can go back into BGs in a moment. I think Reese is down the bottom. Unless he's TP'd. Yeah. We'll regroup the race. Because we've got Meteor now, so maybe this would be a lot better to get burst on him. Oh, he wants to fight round with the fire.
You want to make a bit of gold?
He's over there. Does a good amount of damage on that though, it does. See, that, I only had one tick of that, because the beam tracking is terrible. There we go. Yeah, with the meteor, that was a lot nicer. Yeah, I think meteor is probably the way to go with the beam. BG's is ready. You have to kill Reese quickly, okay? Yeah. There, we'll go to our BGs, but we're going to miss it. The beam though with Meteor, that felt quite like a good way to try and get some burst on this class without using proc sets. Reese made it in as well. Not convinced on that hill there as a burst hill. I think we're going to go with that and use the rune hills.
They've captured the point.
He literally is that man just came and saved his life.
Use a choker for him, tell me. This warden's their healer. Oh, that blast bounce is great. Ah, I've got him there. I've got him there. Oh, that was a nice blast bounce, Reese. Yeah, we moved back there well together then, that was. Oh, that was glorious, that was. Oh, my health bar went very low then. Sorry, Reese. they were proper after me then, weren't they? That whole green team were literally just chasing us. Oh, that was really cool though. That felt like a little good run then with Reese and me. Yeah, I think as a pair, this with something else could be quite fun. Don't die, Reese. There's some heals, there you go.
We've captured the point!
Yeah, what do you guys think of the build, by the way?
Who's on your point? They took the point!
There we go. That's the healer that is. Mason says it's looking good.
We've captured the point.
Bye bye. Meteor with that is horrible. Oh, Reese, you stole that kill. You so stole that kill. Give that warden healer. There, well, that's the nightmare dead. There we go. Put it in too.
The point.
Oh, I was trying to get Reese alive and he tried to get me alive. Oh, that was good though. Run, Reese. I'll try and get to you if you can stay alive. Oh, they got him. Yeah, as a duo, we're literally like taking on that whole team. That team's definitely pre-made because they all move as one.
The point. They took the point.
I don't think you can do healing with this class too.
Capture point.
We'll grab this flag over here. There you go.
The point is out. Define's wrath. They've captured the point.
Oh, that poor warden. That poor warden.
Face to the blinds. We've captured the point.
Reese.
Crap! They've captured the point!
They must be so annoyed, those guys. But the sustain feels a bit heavy,
Don't lose hope!
as in,
Don't give up!
it's not as... Oh, I'd like a bit more.
This is the point!
Honestly, scavenging the mines is terrible. That guy tried to hit me with it 7 times. It just blocked. It was like no damage. Oh, 17-2. Reese 15-2. That's well good. That was a good little match, that was. That was a good little match. That whole purple team literally trying to like chase us and kill us. And we're missing passives, by the way, so this will have a bit more damage. Diamond says, do you think a two-handed Arcanist built for the execute might be good? I am leaning towards that, I'm not going to lie. But yeah, having that tentacular dread was so much better than the other morph. And the meteor was, oh, that was glorious. Sugar says, Dizzy and Sweet makes everything playable. Oh, that Necrom pull saved his life. Oh, that was... I almost got him with the flail. There we go. That was, oh, that was. Look at that. That's how you do it. That's 7.4k execute on him. Because although this is not an execute, I get 60% damage because I'm stacking this 3 times. So I'm only missing a little bit of bonus damage. But I get the extra 6% all the time. That was, yeah, I think that's the combo. I think Meteor, oh, why did that glass space? No, we will get on him eventually. Oh, almost did it again. Got him so low.
Yeah, I definitely feel like this is way better. So it's stacking the little rooms. Oh, I went for the finishing hit on him. There we go. That's the burst combo. And it's quite easy to pull off. And because they can't block because of this is like unblockable. But you can't like dodge it, so it hits you. What do you think of doing that? So meteor into the flail rather than into the beam? Because I've been trying to meteor into the beam and it was... he's gone to sneak. He managed to get away from the final hit. But not a single one of that hit him. Not a single one of those beams hit him. Ah, I got rid of the beam. Yeah, stacking the Involving Rune Meld and Vigor, it really helps. That's actually quite a lot of healing combined, especially if you roll dodge. I definitely feel like I'm getting better on the class though in fighting. And we're not using like cheese proc sets. That his Necromancer pull saved him because I went to go for the flail and I got pulled by it. That's so unfortunate.
There we go. I think just a CC locked him in the end. It's close though. I think it is close. Reese has a proper PvP Necrom, as you can see. BG's is ready. I've just put a quick poll up to see if people would like me to kind of make a proper video for what we've kind of found so far. That kind of seems to be working. But we are using actual Arcanist skills. We're not using proc sets to carry our damage. I've gone left. Okay, nope. Nope. Come up. That's that group that is again. That was a nice smash by Reese's Colossus there.
They took the point! Divine scrap! They captured the point!
Oh, my health bar is very, very low. Woo!
Did I get the other one as well? I did. Yeah, I did get the other one. Reese's Necrom pull is quite annoying at times. There you go with process that guy has. Oh, that's not hit me very hard.
They took the point! Fine trap! They've captured the point!
Silly knife blade. Oh, this has been a proper little fight for this middle, isn't it? Well, this might be the end. I don't know how I took no full damage there. That's ridiculous. But how did I take no damage there from that? Ah, that's what I meant. Oh, that stun. Oh, I would have so got him then. Would have so got him there. 8-0, that was good. Yeah, that healing setup is way better. Vigor and the little rune blades with that pseudo burst shield. That was good. 8-0. Oh. Yeah, I am well chuffed with that though. Yeah, people said they would like to see a video of this, which I will get round to making hopefully in the next couple of days. I'll test 1 or 2 things, but I am happy with how this is performing. Like the trickery is really helping. So if you go to our sort of buffs and stuff, we are getting like the vitality every now and again. We are getting the heroism, which these things, like we lack healing power, and this basically have two heal boosts in effect, which is really good. It's got the defense as well, so this really helps our defense and our survivability. And the ult gen, it helps our damage, and the speed is always nice. So yeah, I think trickery is a really good option for this class. I'm not convinced about Balorg though. That's the one thing I will say. I might swap this for Engine Guardian because it's more sustain, which we kind of need. It's another pet which kind of will help absorb some damage. So I might change that, and we have space for a special weapon, so we could use something like the we put this on the front bar and we swap this over, we can use the Vate Destro and just get more damage for free. Or we could go with something like Willpower. But yeah, I think it's in a pretty good place. I'm going to tweak it further obviously, but I will kind of put my first impressions, having done a fair bit of PvP with this and leveling up and stuff. Soup says Roka's isn't a bad shout from monster set. Yeah, that's the one that gives you loads of regen, isn't it? I can't remember where it comes from, but it is a DLC dungeon. It's not there. It's one of the new ones. It's not that. Is it down here? Trying to find where it is now. I know the set you mean. It gives you like loads of sustain. Ball sun has it. There it is. Each second you're in combat, gain regen, basically up to 30 stats. It's like 240 stand mag regen, which is really good. Really, really good. You know, and that will give us a good amount of sustain. If you get questions about the build or just stuff generally ESO related, I do have a Discord, and it's kind of an easier place to get hold of me as well. So if you do want to join, it's free to join and stuff. I'm going to put a link in the chat now, so the details are there. And there's like 800 plus people, so you know it's really chilled and stuff. So you can join there. Equally, if you like what I do and stuff, I do actually have a Patreon where that's kind of the best way to support. You don't have to, but there are obviously perks and stuff, and there's details over on Patreon, so there's a link there if you'd like to. And just a quick recap for people curious, we were using a 2-piece set of choice, and then it's Rallying Cry with Balorg and Trickery. Triple Bloodthirsty with regen, weapon and damage, and regen again. The Mundus was the Apprentice, the Atronach, sorry, and we were Vampire Stage 3. We did have a few Defines on, just because of traits and stuff. So if we went with more Impen or Reinforced, we'd have a bit more defense. And we didn't have a Poison on, so if you had double dot poisons, we would probably have a bit more killing power too, because they're generally better than Glyphs. So yeah, on the whole, it's pretty good. We can put a passive in now. That's like another 2k pen, that is. So you can see there's still a few things missing. I will tweak this further, but I'm going to call it here. So I'm going to say a massive thanks to everyone that helps support with likes, comments, subscribes, and so on. And also a big thanks to everyone at Patreon who helps kind of just make these videos possible. But I'm going to catch you in the next video, guys. So thanks for watching. Take care and bye.